Okay, with this question, you've been told the stationary point. So you got to know that the stationary point is when dy dx equals 0. So, and you also know that occurs when x equals 2. And you've also, so you've got that from this point. Now you also have this point. This is a point on the original graph. And if it's saying x is 0, then this must be the y-intercept. So therefore you can straight away know that what c is. C, because that is the y-intercept. So therefore c must equal -1. So now you know the formula, or you know that much. So you know that a plus bx, and it's actually -1. Now we're going to use this. We're going to find that. So dy dx, and it equals. So you go 2 times the number in front, so it's a. So it's 2ax plus, and this would be like a 1, so 1 times b. So you've got dy dx is that. Now you know that this is equal to ax, or the derivative is equal to 0 at the stationary point. So when x equals 2, so we could sub that in. So we've got 2 times a times 2 plus b equals 0. So then you end up with 4a plus b equals 0. So you have got one equation at the moment, and you've got 2 unknowns. So if you've got 2 unknowns, you need to get 2 equations. So what we could do to get another equation, we might just use the point 2 and -9, and we might just sub that in to the original equation. So the original equation which we have at the moment is, but we know what c is, so I'll leave that as -1. So I'm going to sub that in. So everywhere I see y, I put -9, and everywhere I see x, I put 2. So if you do that, you'll see that you end up with another equation that just has a and b as your unknowns. So I might bring that one over here if you like, and that will become -8 equals 4a plus 2b. So now you have a second equation. So when you've got 2 equations with 2 unknowns, okay, once you have 2 unknowns, you can just, like 2 equations with 2 unknowns, just solve them simultaneously, and you'll be able to use your calculator for this, for these type of questions, because most likely will be an application question. So a and b. So if you can't remember how to get that on your calculator, it's menu 3, 7, and that it should be solve a systems of equations to get that. Okay, so you could solve it, and then you'll know what a equals, and you'll know what b equals, and you already found out c at the beginning. Okay, so with this equation, they said the curve of the equation, so we've got that, and it has a gradient of 3 at the point. So what you know is dy dx, because remember that's the formula for gradient, equals 3 when x is equal to 2. So you know that much. So let's go find dy dx first. So it'll be 2 times ax, and it'll be plus b. Alright, so now you know. Okay, so now you know that dy dx equals 3 when x equals 2. So every time I see x, I'll put a 2, and we end up with an equation that has a and b. So we've got one equation. So this is like the question before, where we're going to have to get another equation. So we've got one. So why don't we use the original formula, which is ax squared plus bx, and the point they gave us. So they gave us 2 and -2. So we know that is a x value, and that's a y value. So you can just pop it in here. So -2 equals a, and x is 2 squared plus b times 2. Alright, so you'll end up with your second equation. So that's 4a plus 2b. Okay, you've got another equation now. And just like the one before, you can go use your calculator if you like and do the solve systems of equations. Otherwise, you have to remember back to elimination or substitution and work out using that. But I think you're going to have your calculator, so just use your calculator.